The Musician's Map ebook is the new definitive guide on building success in music. Whether you're just starting out, or you're looking for gigs, or you're trying to make a career, the Musician's Map ebook is right for you. The Musician's Map ebook contains 20 years of music industry experience distilled into a 40,000-word guide to achieving your goals in music. Can't read? Get the Musician's Map audiobook. 4.5 hours of author Kane Power speaking directly into your own ears. That's right, even you can still benefit from the Musician's Map Guide to Building Success in Music. Head to musiciansmap.org/books right now to get your copy of the Musician's Map ebook or audiobook. Get it today and receive a special one-time only offer of a personal pat on the back from author and podcast personality Kane Power. The Musician's Map ebook and audiobook is also available at Amazon and Audible if you feel like supporting those giant websites as well. The Musician's Map ebook, your guide to building success in music. Proof of purchase required for pat on the back. To receive a pat on the back, you must travel to Raglan, New Zealand. Travel not included in purchase price. Welcome to the podcast. I'm recording this from sunny Australia, taking time out of my holiday to bring you the podcast each and every week. That's how much I'm dedicated to bringing you this stuff. This week, I'm talking to Gussie Larkin from Wellington band Mermaidens. They're doing pretty well in the New Zealand music scene. They've released a critically acclaimed album with Flying Nun Records and have just been nominated for the Tate Music Prize. Gussie shares her early years in music, the formation of Mermaidens, and signing to Flying Nun Records. We also discuss her creative process, her live setup, and being self-sufficient. We caught up over Skype.
Well, I guess I've always done music. I've always done a lot of singing. Yeah, just from a musical family, so it was always there and always really supported and nourished, I guess. I've never really had like a super formal music training. I taught myself guitar. Well, I had lessons on and off throughout high school, but I never really like committed to the theory or, learning the real proper technique.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of influenced how I play, just sort of looking at the fretboard as just sort of free rein and just writing stuff that sounds cool to me. Yeah, played guitar in high school and just started writing songs pretty early on. And yeah, did a bit of performance, I guess, just sort of the school assembly kind of thing, but always wanted to be in a rock band. And I kind of hooked up with Lily, who's the bassist in the band. We were at high school together. In our last year of high school, we started showing each other, oh, here's a giant bass rig just coming through.
Cool.
Yeah, we started showing each other our songs and our lyrics quite nervously, and that sort of transitioned into writing some songs together. And then eventually doing some recordings, some acoustic recordings, which then led on to getting our friend Abe to do some drumming. And yeah, we've been doing the three-piece ever since.
Yeah. When did you start singing? Did you always sing as you learned guitar, or was it something that came later?
Yeah, well, singing is, I guess, my main instrument. I always was in lots of choirs and took that pretty seriously. Yeah, I feel really lucky to have done a lot of singing and to have a mum that's a singer and has a music degree and still does a lot of singing. So yeah, that was definitely my first thing. And then just getting into rock music from when I first started getting into my, discovering your musical taste and wanting to play guitar.
Yeah.
Like every teenager.
Yeah. Cool. So you guys were actually formed, at high school, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's almost been 6 years of Mermaidens as a thing, but not as a three-piece band.
You're all from Wellington, right?
Yeah, we're all from Wellington. I guess the early years were just figuring out how to play in a band. None of us are actually, trained at our instruments or had played in any other bands. So just figuring it out and playing terrible gigs and just writing songs and having fun and not taking it too seriously, really. That was, yeah.
Yeah. When did you guys do Undergrowth?
So Undergrowth was our first album. I guess we released it in 2016, so it must have been recorded in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So the first album, like a lot of people's first albums, was just sort of songs that we'd been playing for years, and finally got a professional recording. Although we did record the whole album, including vocals and everything, in 3 days, which I don't really know. I don't know how we'd do that now.
That's insane.
Yeah. I don't know how. Yeah.
So did you?
It's pretty raw. It's pretty sloppy.
Had you done any EPs or any recording before?
Yeah. We'd released 2 EPs. One that we recorded ourselves and one with a friend. So.
Where did you do the album?
So we've done both our full-length albums with James Goldsmith at Blue Barn recording studio in Wellington, and it's a really cool space, and he's really, really great, a great person and a really good sound engineer. So we've worked with him lots.
Yeah. Did the album get funded?
We had a few singles that got funding. We had two of the singles got NZ On Air video funding.
Yeah.
So, we did get a bit of money for recording,
How did that happen as well? Did you just straight up apply and get it, or did you apply it a few times? What's the process?
You have to have a certain amount of points, I guess, to apply for NZ On Air funding. So, I guess once we sort of fit the amount of points you had to have, we applied. I think it's a lot harder to get funding now, though. They made a lot of changes maybe a year ago. So I think they used to maybe be a bit more free to sort of give money to more bands that are sort of on the fringes. But I'm not sure what their criteria is now. I know they have certain percentages that they give to, alternative and then rock and pop. So it's interesting, the whole funding thing.
When did you kind of start talking to Flying Nun about releasing music?
Before we released Undergrowth, Ben Howe, who's the label manager, I think he just sent us an email a couple of years ago, a sort of very cryptic email saying, what are you up to? We're sort of like, oh my God, what does this mean? What is he trying to do? What is he getting at? So then it was just a couple of years of, I guess they were just seeing whether we were going to stick it out and wanting to really do it, or we were just flash in the pan, I guess. When it came around to releasing Perfect Body, I think it was just a really gradual thing. Whenever we'd go up to Auckland, we'd catch up with him and got to know that everybody that works at Flying Nun and Flying Out, and just sort of formed a relationship. And I guess they really liked the record, so they wanted to put it out.
And so you like made the record first, obviously, and took it to them and sort of said, "Are you keen?"
Yeah, I can't really remember whether it was probably really vague. I don't know if there was ever like a "do you want to be on Flying Nun" moment. It was like, wait, so are we on the record label now?
Yeah.
They're very chill.
Yeah, it seems so.
Which is good.
What sort of thing do they do for you?
I guess like a big thing has just been, having the name of the record label and everything that encompasses, associated with your band is probably the biggest thing. But in terms of like actual practical stuff, just sorting out like publicists for the record. They did a really good job at that. Getting us media opportunities that we probably wouldn't get without having a record label.
Yeah.
Paying for the records, which is they pay for the records, and then that's recoupable. So I think we're still paying them back.
Yeah. So you mean physical products, right?
Yeah. Paying for the physical copy. Yeah.
Yeah. Do they put you in touch with like tour managers or a manager?
Yeah.
Do you guys have a manager?
No, self-managed.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like giving us lots of contacts and, like being able to go to Australia and be like, oh, you should contact this person, and yeah, just hookups.
And are you booking all your shows as well?
We've always booked all our shows, yeah. We went to Australia last year, and that's the first time that I've really wished that I got a booking agent, just because it's really hard to know what's going on the ground somewhere that you're unfamiliar with. But yeah, I've always, I guess, just from doing lots of shows, and I quite like booking shows.
Yeah.
And organizing that stuff.
Can we talk maybe a bit about like your creative process and who's creating what for the group?
It's always been really collaborative. Usually Lily or myself will write a riff or a verse of a song and then bring it to the band like at practice, and we usually just jam it out. It's always been that sort of collaborative process, and I don't think I could ever I think a song really becomes a Mermaidens song when I hear the bass line that Lily puts to the thing that I've written.
Yeah.
I think that kind of collaboration is really valuable. But yeah, recently we've been I think we just want to be a bit more efficient, and we're kind of getting busier and yeah, just a bit more chaotic with our day jobs and all that shit. So yeah, I've been kind of trying to write faster and sometimes bring complete songs to practice. Maybe we're just getting more impatient. I don't know.
Are you the sort of person who writes a song in one sitting, or does it take you a long time?
It depends. Yeah, like we recorded a couple of weeks ago and was really struggling with some of the songs, and then I pretty much wrote a whole song in about an hour, and yeah, that's pretty rare, but it would be nice to be able to do that all the time.
Yeah, it sure would.
But yeah, there's a good amount of agonizing and turmoil that goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far do you take your ideas? Because you guys are so dreamy, psychedelic. Like, does that just come out sort of straight away, or is that something? Do you come up with a little riff and then go, right, it needs to go through this kind of signal chain, and it needs to maybe really work on the sound afterwards?
Yeah. Like when I write by myself, I often just write on acoustic, and I guess I can just sort of hear that. Okay, it needs. I mean, I've always I'm pretty into like quite a lot of effects on the guitar, like always a lot of reverb and pretty much always delay. So yeah, I guess it's just a given that it's going to be sort of washed out, and it's going to be dreamified.
Yeah. So you're already thinking about it when even if you write like a simple riff, you're already kind of imagining the dreamification.
Yeah. I'm trying to. I'd like to be less predictable in the effects I use, especially because we're working on another album now. So just trying to experiment a bit more with different effects and techniques of playing, like different strumming styles. And
where are you getting influence for that sort of stuff?
I think like a lot of bands that I see around Wellington, like my friends' bands, just seeing live performances is, I think that's the real magic. So yeah, there's a few really great bands. Womb are a really amazing Wellington-based band. Have you listened to them?
Yeah, they're wicked.
Yeah, and yeah, I've known them for a couple of years. Who else? Oh, there's this amazing band, Wax Chattels.
Yep.
Who are from Auckland.
Yeah. Yeah. So well, what about live stuff? What's your live setup?
It's pretty basic. Guitar, bass, drums. I don't know, I haven't really had the desire to like expand or add another member or anything.
Yeah.
It's always just been guitar, bass, drums. My pedal board's been the same for quite a while.
Yeah. What's on it?
Yeah. Oh, I've got a nice reverb pedal. I've got a carbon copy delay that's I think one of the best analog delays out there.
Yeah.
I've got a hot cake. I've got a tube screamer. I've got a really nice 80s DM2. It's probably my most prized pedal. It's analog delay. And what else? Oh, I've got a chorus pedal. Occasionally use, not too much. I think that's it. Pretty sure that's it.
What's your guitar?
Yeah.
Or guitars?
I've got the guitar I've had is a Tokai Hummingbird, so it's like a 1966 Japanese crazy, gnarly, very weird guitar. And I actually got another one recently in black. So I've got one in black and one in white.
Cool.
But yeah, it shouldn't really sound that great, but it somehow does, and it just feels really nice, and it's just like my signature guitar.
Yeah.
It's very unique. I don't think there's many in the world.
Oh, really? Is it actually? I'm pretty sure I might have heard of Tokai. Maybe I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. But just the model is, it's quite rare. Yeah.
How are you guys approaching your shows? Are you doing like prep to sort of get into any kind of mood or zone or anything beforehand, or are you sort of how are you doing that?
Well, we don't really play live that much, sort of deliberately, just to, I mean, like, it's pretty easy to play to the same people over and over again in Wellington.
Yep.
But yeah, we've really tried to restrict ourselves. I think we only played like 3 shows in Wellington last year. So
wow.
And each of those were just like really amazing, you know, lots of excitement, lots of people. I like playing quality, not quantity of shows. But obviously it depends, like when we released the album, we did lots of shows and played all around. But at the moment, because we're just working on new stuff, just sort of laying low. But we have played some shows over the summer.
Because it's quite, it's quite moody, right? It's quite a, it's not just like, oh, g'day, 1, 2, 3, 4, hey, it's.
Oh yeah. It's not an easy live show. Yeah, there's like I don't really play, guitar chords. Lily doesn't just play like sort of straight root note bass lines, and Abe doesn't just play like straight notes. It's all, each part is really intricate and requires a lot of focus. So yeah, I guess I have to get in the zone and focus, have a good vocal warm up. Yeah, I reckon a lot of the time it's down to having really good sound, which is quite hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Having a good sound check and if it's everything's sounding shitty, then if I can make sure my guitar amp on the stage sounds good, then maybe it'll be okay.
yeah, fair. I kind of want to go back to what you were talking about before about how you're not really doing that many gigs. I mean, because you're writing, obviously. I found it interesting what you're saying about like not playing to the same people over and over again, because some bands might be tempted to go, well, we need to do a gig a month at least in our hometown. But then I guess it's writing that line between saturating the people that actually care and then bringing in people that don't or that could. Yeah.
I think when you're starting out, you have to gig a lot because you just learn so much and get so much tighter from playing live. I think we're pretty, yeah, like not very practiced live at the moment. So yeah, it might take a bit of practice to get back into it. I think you sort of do that, like just saying yes to lots of shows when you're first starting out. I've got another band that's relatively new, and it's really cool to have that other thing where it's not that I don't take it as seriously, but it just feels a bit more fun because it's a new thing, and
Sure. Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
can
got a
understand
whole
that.
new narrative. It's yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Earth Tongue, and it's me and my boyfriend Ezra, who you saw. I play guitar and he plays drums, and it's really fuzzy, psychedelic, kind of doom infused rock.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can I check it out somewhere? Or is it online?
Yeah. You can go to our Bandcamp, Earth
Yep.
Tongue. Yeah, so we've got an EP there, and we're about to record an album in May. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. What about the new Mermaidens? How far along are you there, and what's happening with that?
Yeah, we've recorded 3 tracks, and they haven't been mixed or anything, and they actually need quite a bit of work, which is totally fine. Yeah, so at the moment, just sort of listening to those and thinking about what needs to happen to them, and at the same time, we're just getting together 2 more tracks that we're going to record in a couple of weeks. So yeah, I think this year is just going to be lots of different recording sessions, just slowly chipping away, and hopefully by 2/3 of the way through the year we'll have an album ready. And yeah, just want to do a really strong international release, and go to Europe and maybe the States. Yeah, next year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, are you able? Is Mermaidens self-sufficient? Are you able to fund the band through the band, or is it all being funded through your day jobs?
No, so yeah, it's all funded through the band, which is really, it's really nice. We've always put any profit just straight back into the band, always. So yeah, that can be quite hard, I guess, because we don't personally get any income. But yeah, I think it's good just to always, because we've done that. Now we're in, we're in the position where we can pay for our own recording out of the band.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just everything's so expensive, and there's no profit.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you think like, oh, we made money off this gig or this merch or whatever, but it's like, yeah, but just the amount of hours and the amount of, like carting gear back and forth, and like the value of all your gear, and they never are gonna match up. But that's cool.
Do you think there is scope for it to match up one day?
Not really, to be honest. I don't really, that's like, I don't want to make music to aim for it to be the one main thing. I mean, that would be awesome, and it is my main thing, but I don't think it could be my main financial source.
Yeah.
And sort of aiming for that would probably just be a bit stressful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Totally.
I do have a job where I get to work with music every day. So hopefully if I can always have music related jobs, then that will be just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I also wanted to talk about the art direction for the band. It's quite striking. Who's behind all of that stuff?
Well, all of us, I guess. Just we all have very strong ideas about how things should look. Lily, our bassist, is a graphic designer and an amazing designer and an amazing illustrator. And she's always done all our art, like all our posters and T-shirts, and just like designing our website. And yeah, so
Awesome.
that's really great having a visually amazing person in the band. For the videos, I assume you're talking about the two from the last album.
Yeah.
So yeah, there were two that we did for Perfect Body, which were in the same world, I guess. Well, the first one, which was for Satsuma, we just made with me, Lily, Ezra, my boyfriend, directed it, and then we had another friend, Will, just helping out with lighting and stuff. So we did that with 4 people, and I think it was $160 we spent on
Wow.
it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, and it came out really, really well, and
Yeah.
it got a really good response. So yeah, that was just sort of a really joint effort. Yeah, Lily and I styled and art directed it together pretty much. And then we did another one after that, which we got a few more people in, but I did a lot of the art direction for that as well. Yeah, I guess the idea is just that, Mermaidens can be just like a machine, like a business, it's like, it's not just the music, it's the merch and like stickers, and we really want to make our own guitar pedal.
Oh, cool.
Which is like, that's a dream.
Yeah. What would it be?
Yeah, and it's like the video, and yeah. You'll just have to wait and see. I don't want to. It's in its early ideas stages.
And so, massive news the other day. You've been nominated for a huge award. How was that?
So yeah, we've been nominated for the Tate Music Prize, which was a huge surprise. I didn't even know that we were on the long list, so I was very amazed to see all these texts and stuff on my phone the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I wouldn't really think that we would be in the running for something like that. So yeah.
Is it sort of like gratifying, or?
Yeah, like, I guess so. Yeah, we had an interview about it today, and the interviewer was asking about whether being nominated for an award like this makes you think you're successful. Like, is it successful to be nominated for an award? And I've never ever thought about measuring my success with, an award or a publicly recognized thing. So yeah, it's pretty nice, and I'm just really happy to be one of the albums alongside all the other albums, because they're all so great. There's a few I haven't listened to, but most of them I have, and yeah, so cool.
Yeah, it is.
So cool.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Just a final kind of thing. You mentioned, you don't really want to be measuring your success by that kind of thing. How are you measuring your success?
Just by the fact that we're still in this band after almost 6 years, and yeah, I still get to make music with my friends and play gigs, and it's just like a huge bonus that people really like it. Yeah, whenever I'm unsure about doing it, just have to keep thinking like, oh, this is, the reason for me to make music is it's just music that I like, which a lot of people say that. And yeah, that I don't think, if I wasn't liking it, then there wouldn't really be any point. So yeah, if people like it, then that's great.
Yeah. And that's it for the podcast this week. Thank you so much to my guest, Gussie Larkin. Make sure to check out Mermaidens at mermaidens.bandcamp.com and facebook.com/mermaidensband. Also check out her new project, Earth Tongue, at earthtongue.bandcamp.com. Gussie's choice for Artist of the Week is another Wellington band, Unsanitary Napkin. Check them out at unsanitarynapkin.bandcamp.com. Links to all the sites mentioned can be found in the podcast description. Also, go to Facebook and like the Musicians Map Facebook page at facebook.com/musiciansmap. This podcast and the website musiciansmap.org is dedicated to sharing knowledge and advice about music and the music industry. It's all about community, honesty, and positive progress. The experiences, stories, and advice shared on the podcast are given freely with the hope that you can relate to them and benefit from them. If you've found this podcast enjoyable or useful, make sure to check out the Musician's Map ebook and audiobook about building success in music. You'll find it at musiciansmap.org/books, Amazon, and Audible. And buying a copy of the book directly contributes to the continuation of this podcast. There's also a free ebook, How to Get Your Music Heard. Go to musiciansmap.org/free-book to get your copy. If you have a suggestion for the podcast or for the YouTube channel, or you just want to get in touch and say hello, please do so via the Musicians Map Facebook group or by email at kane@musiciansmap.org. Thanks for listening and stay positive.